What it do, what it do. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, comment to my YouTube channel. Most definitely hit the bell icon. That's the notification bell that'll alert you all content that I've dropped on my YouTube channel that will hit your devices. Also, hit the thumbs up, the AKA the like button. YouTube will appreciate that. S.L.R Media TV will appreciate that. Also, hit the subscribe button. All three helps my channel grow. All three helps my channel get more viewers and more new subscribers to my channel. Also, if you appreciate the channel, you appreciate the content, make sure you hit the cash app. All information is pinned at the bottom of the ticker. Support the channel, support the movement. All cash app donations go straight to the channel, help grows the channel. Let's make this one of the number one YouTube channels in the Carolina Panthers sector. Shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to my future subscribers. Any Carolina Panther fans, NFL fans, my subscribers, fans to the channel, to the community. The link is pinned in the chat. The link is pinned in the chat. If you want to pull up to the platform, pull up, read the directions, and join the show. You see the title. Carolina Panthers and Bryce Young we trust. Head coach Dave Canales. Tonight, Carolina Panthers season starts tonight. First preseason game against the New England Patriots. What is my expectations of this game? I'm looking at it just to be a glorified practice. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at really too much in the first game. As I say again, it's preseason. Everybody's fighting for a job, but calm down and chill out. If you're looking for fireworks, you're looking for 30 points or stuff like that, it's not happening. It is not happening. Just enjoy the fact that we got football back. Just enjoy that. As I say again, I'm looking at every position. Nobody's safe at all. As I say again, nobody's safe except the quarterback. He might not be safe if allegedly Jack Plummer now is the quintessential fan favorite now to replace Bryce, since so many Carolina Panther fans don't want to see Bryce as quarterback. They are hedging their bets on Jack Plummer. So Jack Plummer, you're on the spotlight tonight. As I say again, man, I'm not looking too much into this, honestly. I just want to get through this preseason with no injuries and get to the regular season so we finally can see what Bryce Young is made of. Listen, I'm not jumping on hoops and hurdles for guys who playing in fucking glorified practice shorts and no pads on or nothing. Listen. It comes down to the meat and the potatoes of the situation of what is it going to be, who's going to show up, who is going to try to take this team to the next level and take them to the playoffs. Dave Canales, you're now on the clock. Dan Morgan, you're now on the clock. It is time now. I'm not playing. S.L.R Media is not playing. The community is not playing. We all in this together. I'm the leader of the pack. And I'm telling you, all season long. This is the channel where you need to tune into for all your Carolina Panthers news, everything. This is the channel. We on the up and up. We on the up and up. We on the way to 3,000 subscribers. We on the way to 4,000 subscribers. I'm trying to max and have 5,000, 6,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I need the community to get behind me, continue to push this content, continue to push this channel to further heights. So as I say again, 2 state, 1 team, let's band together and let's push this. Let's stand up. Let's get into the show. Let's get into the show.
We're going to become what Bryce is great at in the pass game. We're going to grow to the capacity that he can handle. There's got to be a commitment and a discipline about that. There was a growth curve there with Baker. Here's where we're at today. Based on the information we have, let's get into these situations to see where he looks most confident. When I see that back foot planted in the ground and that ball rips out of there without any hesitation, I know we've got something. Let's find more of those. Let's put it in 3 different personnels and a couple formations and motions.
Joined here by Coach Dave Canales. Coach Canales, welcome to Carolina. You said you want to build a contender here in Charlotte. What's that going to look like in year 1?
Year 1, year 3, year 6, play great defense, run the ball, great things come off of it, be crazy about taking care of the football. That's the style of football we got to play. Special teams, screaming down the field with attitude, looking for those guys who are going to contribute on all phases, and really building that brand, that style of football with great effort, great enthusiasm, great toughness, and really a smart football team, exposing them to some situations as we build this.
Last year with the Buccaneers, you got to play against Bryce Young twice. What was your assessment of him as a quarterback? And you talked a lot about complementary football. Yeah. How would you like to surround an offense that complements what he's good at here in Carolina?
Bryce, accurate, courageous, resilient. I thought he saw some great challenges this year. And then just going forward, just making it about the basics, making it about him just doing his part. And if he can just be focused on that, he'll put us in a position, we'll all be in a position to be successful.
Joined now by the new general manager of the Carolina Panthers, Dan Morgan. Heading into free agency, what do you see as some of the Panthers' biggest needs? Is it shoring up the offensive line, a big-bodied wide receiver? What are some of the big holes you're hoping to fill this offseason?
Yeah, we're still going through that. We're still talking it through, and I talked about alignment and communication. We're going to have a lot of talks about the roster and where we need to improve here in the next 2-3 months. We're going to have a lot of hours in the draft room, going over free agency, going over the college players, and I'm excited about it. But we need to bring the right type of players in here.
Last question for me. You're someone that obviously played a number of years here in Carolina. You know how passionate this fan base can be. They're really yearning for a team that they can really get behind. How important is that to give this city something to root for and kind of make black and blue more than just the team colors, get back to that way of playing hard defense?
Yeah, it's very important. Obviously playing here for 7 years, and my kids were born here. My wife's from here. We care deeply about this organization and about winning. And I'm going to do everything in my power, roll up my sleeves, get to work, and put a lot of hours in to help make that happen.
We're looking for championship moments, championship days, and that's got to be a full-on commitment every single time we walk in here. So for me, it's about building that culture, building our language, making sure that we're using specific language. There's going to be a bunch of buzzwords being thrown around. I don't like synonyms. We all speak the same language, and we're heading in the same direction with that alignment that we talk about.
The Carolina Panthers just signed Jack Plummer. He's a 6'5", 220-pound pocket passer, and he had a great senior season with the Louisville Cardinals. He defeated Notre Dame and Miami and led Louisville to an ACC championship. And look at the pocket presence on this play. He's going to shuffle up in the pocket and throw a nice little 35-yard strike. He had 71 touchdowns in his career and 9,700 yards. and scouts are saying that he's a film room junkie. And I like the read right here. He's going to hit the slant route for a first down. I think this is a great pickup for the Carolina Panthers. His game really translates to the NFL, and they signed him to a 3-year, $2.8 million deal. And one thing that was noticeable about Jack Plummer is he did not turn the ball over once in the Shrine Bowl. He was taking the easy throw. Carolina Panthers now have Bryce Young, Andy Dalton, and Jack Plummer.
What motivates me? I would say just really internal, like just want to be the best version of myself. Just want to wake up every day and know that I did everything to get better, whether as a football player or as a person. So just wake up every morning and be able to go to sleep at night knowing that, hey, I put the work in for today, and then get up and do it again tomorrow. Obviously, kind of all moving fast for us right now with our transition to the NFL, and we're getting caught up in this, and sometimes we don't really realize that there's a lot of people that look up to us, and we can make their day a ton better just by being around them. So I think it's really humbling too to be around, kids like that, and to have, make such a big impact on them. I think it really makes us feel good too. I think that's been part of this game for a long time, and just to be able to do that, I think is going to be a cool experience. It's going to brighten our days up as well. Who's next? I'm next.
Just to let y'all know, Jack Plummer will not take Bryce Young job. Like, please stop with the bullshit. Stop with the phenomenonium. Stop with the Jack Plummer's the savior for the Carolina Panthers. You can be glued to the fucking TV tonight all you want. It does not gonna make no difference. You understand what I'm saying? David Suge Knight Tepper invested a lot in Bryce Young, and he'd be damned if he let a quarterback named Jack Plummer take out Bryce Young. Facts. You can bet your dollars. If not, pull up, debate about it. Let me know. The link is pinned in the chat. If you're a Jack Plummer fan, pull up and defend your boy. He ain't it.
We had taken CJ Stroud instead. and that's the reality of it, is that's a part of the pressure that you are talking about because of what we saw CJ Stroud do, the number 2 overall pick, do with the Houston Texans, which was unheard of. Bryce Young's rookie season was pretty normal. Like Trevor Lawrence, who we just talked about, and just got paid, the newest highest paid quarterback in the NFL. He struggled his first year in a very dysfunctional system with a head coach in Urban Meyer that was a disaster. That sounds pretty familiar to what Bryce Young was last year with the relationship with Frank Reich and the head coach. So I'm not as concerned as a lot of people are about Bryce Young. I think he's mentally tough. I think he's got a really good head on his shoulders. I'm not worried about the size. What I am worried about is the roster around him, which, as you alluded to, is going to be better. They went out and got Xavier Legette, who I think is a speedy target out of South Carolina, who's also physical. Thielen will be healthier. And then you get Deontay Johnson as well, another target. But even more importantly, a couple of offensive linemen to bulk up in front of him. And then Jonathan Brooks, who I think may be one of the steals of the draft because he was a second-round pick at running back, but coming off that ACL injury, when he is healthy, I think he'll be a weapon to add to Hubbard in the backfield. I think they'll have him in a much better position to succeed with better talent around him and a coach who has a track record of really succeeding with quarterbacks. So I'm excited for Bryce Young to silence a lot of the critics. I don't know if I'll be able to dunk on people and say, see, Bryce Young is the quarterback that we thought he was going to be, but I think they'll see their future is okay with Bryce Young.
Let's move on to
the future okay, right? We gonna see. Bryce Young's not even playing in the first preseason game. He will play in the second preseason game. Probably not gonna play in the third preseason game. And he might not even play in the second preseason game. You might not even see Bryce Young until the start of the regular season, just because the Carolina Panthers don't want no injuries happen to the quarterback, Bryce Young. So listen, y'all can sit here and question why Bryce Young might not play in the preseason, why he's not playing. Listen, the bottom line is you got to protect the quarterback. You got to protect the investment. So you can rant, rave, get mad, you talk all the shit you want. Why? It doesn't matter. They want their quarterback healthy and ready for week 1. So deal with it. And the Bryce Young haters, the ones who don't like Bryce, why are you questioning the organization why they're not playing Bryce? Like, damn.
Let's move on to the next question here. Bryce Young, is Dave Canales a miracle worker? As you noted, Scott, on the outline, Young is definitely not like the first highly touted rookie quarterback to fall on his face in year 1. So what is the next step for Bryce Young, and what can we get out of training camp to potentially give us those signals and clues?
Yeah, Canales has fingerprints all over the Geno Smith season 2 years ago. And then he had a lot to do with Baker Mayfield. Kind of, not that Mayfield had a monster year by any means, but Baker Mayfield was solid last year and got paid as a result. And he did what he wanted to do. He got the ball to Mike Evans, and he had Rachaad White have a good fantasy season. It'd be nice if Chris Godwin could score a touchdown every once in a while. But that was a decent playoff team. They won a playoff game. They beat the snot out of the Eagles, who couldn't do anything right at the end of the season. And Canales was a big part of that. So nobody thought much of Geno Smith a couple of years ago. Baker Mayfield was basically left for fantasy dead a year ago. And with Bryce Young, it's like, look, it's not that this is likely, but it's possible. Josh Allen was really bad his first season. Troy Aikman was really bad his first season. John Elway was really bad his first season. That's 2 Hall of Famers. I think Josh Allen is well on his way. So maybe comparing Bryce Young to those guys is wrong, but
how about like guys, Jared Goff or Tua? Those guys,
there you go. 2
years.
More great examples. Yes, for sure. And we could play this game all day. You want to go far enough back, Terry Bradshaw. It's just, Elway was horrible too. Elway, man, they traded all the chips to get him, and he was so bad. They actually got benched for Steve DeBerg in the middle of his rookie year, and then DeBerg got hurt, and they had to play John Elway. And I think it worked out fine for those guys. But Young, did he play extremely poorly last year? Of course he did. Was he set up to fail? Would anybody have failed? How would C.J. Stroud have acquitted himself in this offense? It was so bad for so many different reasons. No skill talent. They've added Deontay Johnson, who I know is a big RP favorite from way back. He has a chance now to at least survive. And it's not so much, again, this is just that the quarterback's the connective tissue, right? We're not necessarily trying to get Bryce Young to improve because we're eager to draft him. Although, if he comes around, maybe he becomes a depth piece. That's fine. We want Deontay Johnson to be playable. We want people in this backfield to be playable. And it's not on the script, but, does Jonathan Brooks do anything this summer? When can we expect him back? Who is the starter when he's not there? Chuba Hubbard has been, quasi playable. We expect less from our running back 2 and running back 3s these days. So maybe somebody in that mix can be useful while Brooks is getting healthy. And, Brooks, of course, an interesting dynasty piece. I believe Dave Canales took a job, worst team in the league, an ownership group that's hard to trust. Dave Canales believes in himself. He's at the point now that he thinks he can fix anything. You can total your car, and Dave Canales will come there with his ultimate set of tools, like Spicoli's dad, and say, I can fix it. And he thinks he can fix the Carolina offense. I would love to see him do it. He's 2 for 2 with 2 quarterbacks nobody wanted to touch, so maybe he can do some miracles with Bryce Young. I'm eager to see it because, I'd like to have some Deontay Johnson in my life this year. I'm open to Hubbard. I'm open maybe to Brooks, although I don't like wait and see players. I like to pick up those guys when other people drop them. I don't necessarily like to draft into them in August, but at least there's some hope for the Carolina offense. We didn't have any of that last year.
Yeah, I think it's worth investigating how Dave Canales fixed Geno Smith and fixed Baker Mayfield and how that maps to Bryce Young. With Geno, I think it was just they leaned into what he liked to do, which was deep drop backs in the pocket, play action, and push the ball down the field to 2 receivers that he had a lot of trust in. I think it was more complicated with Mayfield because he was a guy that they kind of just put him back into what he liked to do in college, which is get in the gun, spread things out, and kind of point and shoot, and mostly funnel the ball to Mike Evans. Get the ball to your best receiver, simplify those reads. They also really adjusted Mike Evans' route tree. He ran far fewer 9 routes than he did, which made no sense in that final year with Tom Brady, where Mike Evans run a bunch of go routes and they can't pass protect, and Brady's getting the ball out of his hands in 2 seconds. You can't even have a fade, a go route develop in that amount of time. So they adjust Mike Evans' route tree. They let Baker do things that make him more comfortable. I think that plan quick strike offense, get the ball out of his hands, kind of spread things out and simplify things to adjust the route tree for your number one receiver. I can see Dave Canales doing that with Bryce Young and definitely with Deontay Johnson, who, when they tweaked his role a little bit last year with the Steelers, he had a career best yards per target, yards per route run, the whole thing. So I can see Dave Canales getting this done. A lot of it's just like, then what's the ceiling for Bryce Young? Like you said, I don't know. I mean, if he's the 15th best quarterback in the league next year, that's a huge jump from where he was the year prior. And I think in that situation, Deontay Johnson's going to be a value. I think Jonathan Brooks, when he's healthy, we had a great discussion with Dr. Edwin Porras on the show a couple episodes ago, so people can listen to that if they want kind of more detail on where Brooks could be as a rookie. That he's going to end up being a value, and maybe even a guy like Xavier Legette, or you're going to get some gross Adam Thielen PPR scam type weeks. I think that could be a potential boon there if Bryce Young can simply be fixed to be the 15th best quarterback in the league.
One other thing I want to mention, now Baker Mayfield undersized at 6'1", and Canales was able to make that work. Now Bryce Young, unfortunately, is 5'10", so that brings on extra challenges. And I know this is not the only short quarterback we're going to talk about on this show, because there's another one coming up, but Canales understands some of the different things you need to do because these quarterbacks aren't, they're not growing anymore. They're as tall as they're going to be. So Canales is the type of guy who's creative enough to work around some of those physical limitations and make it playable for his quarterback.
And what's realistic as far as his timeline to maybe get more reps, get more opportunities?
He brings a massive receiver, explosive ability. He can make things happen on short passes. He can stretch the field and go get it. My expectation for Xavier, I'm wide open. I'm wide open to how quickly he can really assimilate himself into this offense and pick it up so that he has just kind of a rhythmic flow for what he's doing. And so I don't have any specific numbers or anything like that. I just want him to get better one day at a time. Same message as we just kind of talked about, and I'm open to whatever that looks like.
How have you broken up this camp in terms of, you just shared the first 8 practices to get the install, the timing on what you would like to accomplish over the next few weeks?
Yeah, so the core of our systems, right? Making sure we get those taught. But while we're doing that, we definitely, because time is of the essence, we definitely as a staff have to hone in on where do our players look most comfortable? Where are they playing the fastest? Those runs, those passes, those coverages, those pressures, those are the things we will become. My message to the teams, we will become us at some point in this camp. They'll feel it. They'll feel the comfort. They'll feel the aggression. They'll feel the attack mindset in the things they're comfortable with. So the teaching part, yes, but also we really got to start to hone in on those things that are going to make us who we are.
Dave, you addressed the fans before practice today. Curious your thoughts and feelings on your first training camp practice, also being the first practice at this new practice field with the fans out here.
Oh, it's great. I mean, I wasn't here to experience Wofford, so for me, I've been kind of spoiled that in Seattle and Tampa, and then here we're hosting training camp right in our facility, and I just think about the advantage of it is for our community as well, to be able to come to be around us, creating those moments for our guys, and even just like at the end of practice, bringing them up for 2 last plays. Guys, can we have that reset mentality regardless of what's happening around us? I love the noise. I love the music. I love the fans being here so that they can just lock in and execute and do their job at the highest level at any part of our practice, because we want to bring finish. But it was really cool. It was really cool to address the fans beforehand, to just see the faces, to see the people that are pulling for us, and just to know that, again, what is it going to be all about? It's just getting our football right, and making sure that we're bringing a product every day where we're improving.
Dave, with this week, not having pads on yet, from trench play, what do you want to see from the offensive line? What do you want to see from the pass rush and the defensive front at these first week of practices?
First and foremost, communication. I want to hear them talking more. I heard some good communication today, but that needs to go up a level every day. So as we get our calls, as formations change, the defensive front has to communicate. The back half is tied into that as well. And then offensively, getting our combinations the way they need to be, getting our protections aligned, because if we can start off if you can start the play on the same page, you have a chance to leverage the different plays to be successful. So that communication is really what I'm looking for the big guys up front right now.
I'm just curious,
What daily evaluation process look like?
Yeah, so right now what it'll be is the staff's getting together, evaluating the film, making sure that we're correcting our scheme. We bring the players back, and then we'll watch the film together as a group. Then we break up and we start to introduce the next day's install. We walk through it this evening, and then hopefully when we come in the morning, the meetings are shorter, but we're ready to go. The thing we try to sell to our guys is we want to have reviews, not installs. So these are things that we've given the guys to last night to start preparing for the next couple of days. So that's kind of what the evaluation and then of course every evening, the staff just kind of coming together, talking about our roster and just where everybody kind of fits in at on a daily basis.
All right, thank you, Coach. We appreciate it.
Thank you. See ya.
Yeah. So you see it. So the season has started. There's no more talking. There's no more talking. It is time now. It is time now. The road to the playoffs, to the Super Bowl starts tonight against the New England Patriots. I will be going live. Check me out tonight. I will be on UNC's 2020 channel tonight. So tune in, tap in tonight. I will be on UNC's 2020 channel. We will be going live for Carolina Panthers reaction party. And also, I need everybody to tap in, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button, hit the like button, and tell everybody to tune in. I will be going live for post-game show reaction of the game. As I say, lock in. We in here all football season. This is the channel where you want to be in. I will be going live post-game show reaction on every game from preseason to regular season. We are locked in for the NFL 2024-25 season. We are ready to go. Now, also, I need everybody to go subscribe, like, and share on my second YouTube channel, S.L.R. Sports News TV. I'm on the grind. Support the channel. Support the movement. Like, subscribe, share, comment to my YouTube channel. You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Carolina Panthers, Carolina Panther Nation, stand up, keep pounding. I'm out.